What's up, guys? Nic Hilton here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to be looking at my top 10 crashes.
There it is!
These 10 crashes are the ones that I think have the best story and are the most fun for me to watch. There's a lot of crashes that could have made the cut, but this is what I picked. So let's get into it. I got my laptop down right here. I'm gonna watch this with you guys. All right. So first one looks like we are at the mega ramp. This is always the opener to any crash reel I put out because it's got a wow factor. Just watch it.
Way gnarlier than me. Are you gonna do it? Yeah. Oh, God.
Nice.
You okay?
This one's funny because I did my first double flip on a BMX bike, I think like 2 days before it. I was at Woodward for the week, and I did one double flip to the resi, and on that same day, I flipped the mega ramp for the first time. It was the first day I ever rode it. So the next day or 2 days later, I was like, oh yeah, it should be easy to double flip. You know, it's a big ramp, should be way easier than the resi. And I thought I could chill. Like, I actually thought that I could not pull so hard. I was very wrong, and I landed directly on my head. It's so funny because Travis Peterson was filming, and he had like interviewed me. He's like, oh, what happened? And I was like, well, second flip was coming around really slow, and I almost landed on my head, and he cuts me off, and he's like, I'm pretty sure you landed on your head. Yeah. And Travis, I think you're right. I think I did land on my head. Came out pretty good from it. I wasn't wearing any body armor, so I got really burned up. But it's funny because if you watch to the end, I slide all the way down into the quarter, and I'm laying there and just both thumbs up. Everyone was pretty tripped out, but yeah. All right, on to the next one. So this one was at a theme park doing all-wheel sports shows. This was the very first time my girlfriend ever watched me ride bikes. I was doing this show. It was this show right here, and I crashed. So super slow-mo, flip whip. This box jump is like 5 feet tall. So I land, boom. It's hard to tell in the video, but I landed the flip whip kind of low. You know, I get both feet on, landed almost completely flat. Look, you can see my tire is pretty much flat when I land. And then, no control, couldn't go straight into the quarter, and I went right. And I hit this wood box where the tumble track performers would stand before they would go onto the tumble track. And I hip checked it. So I just went full like femur into the corner of the box. I was wearing these shorts, and I just remember my leg was so bruised and swollen that my shorts were baggy on one leg, and they were like skin tight on that leg because it was just so fat and swollen. Like, definitely a deep bone bruise. Like, it started bruising yellow all under here, and it was brutal. That really hurt. You know, I get up and for the crowd, and I'm like, whoo, like nothing happened, but that hurt. This one is on the Nitro Circus ramp. I did a couple flips to warm up, and then instead of doing a double flip, I was like, oh, let me do a lawn dart fronty first. Should have gone with a double flip. You'll see why. Boom, right on the face. So I held out the front flip, and I was holding it out, and I tucked in, you know, just like I would do. And I'm used to doing that on the mega ramp, but it's a lot more mellow. The Nitro ramp has a lot more pop. And right here, when I came around and saw the landing, I just knew, like, I'm over-rotating for sure. So I try to open up. You can see me bone out, stiffen up, and then front wheel goes in, almost pulled it off, and then face and teeth straight into the stem. Just full on, like, boom, right there. And anyways, I tumble and I fall, and I had basically, my teeth had pinched up into the mouth guard, pinched my tongue against it, so I had a through and through. I had a full-on hole in my tongue that went all the way through, and it would like peel open. It only took like 5 days to heal, but for those 5 days, I was definitely talking like this. So that was not fun. And then like 4 days later, I broke my wrist, so that sucks. So this next one is at Bike Days, and I'd been doing cork 7s perfect on every jump this whole trip. And for some reason on this one, went to cork 7, came up short, straight into the fence. And why this sucked so bad is because literally 4 days like 4 days prior, at a show in Highbach, I did a 720 on this ghetto box jump, and I hit the fence there too. 2 fences in like 5 days. Let's listen to this audio real quick.
Okay.
Nikolai in the background.
Right.
Holy man.
As weird as that looked, I think the head first method actually was good.
The ever famous flat drop flip attempt.
There it is. Oh my god. You good?
So this one, I just yanked too late. On a flat flip, you have to start really early, and what happened was I started pulling back like this, and I pulled back too late, so when I actually got that like loop out, my wheel was already off and just got no snap. And it's funny because Nikolai and Chris were here for this clip and the previous crash, and you just hear Chris saying, "Nick, you okay?" Exactly the same way he said it in the clip before.
Nick, you okay? You okay? Nick, you alright?
Yeah. I just think that's funny. Now, as bad as the flat drop flip one was, I got out pretty good and I rolled and I was so scraped up. But because it went so bad, I was able to stand there and say, like literally say, it's not gonna go worse than that.
It's not gonna go worse than that.
And then I landed it. So, worked out. All right, so this crash is it's pretty old, probably 2013. I was super pumped. We were at a jam at Sheep Hills. AJ and I kept calling me Sideshow Bob because I had this crazy curly hair, kind of looked like a clown. He just kept calling my name out, and so I had kind of just learned a 720, and I wanted to 720 this dirt jump, and yeah. Way over-rotated. Wasn't even like, must have carved off the lip, because I went super left and almost did a 900 and like rolled into the crowd of people. The worst part about it is I think I did that 3 times. I only have video of 1 try, but I'm pretty sure I tried that at least twice, but I think it was 3 times. Yeah. So this next crash was in 2015, 9 months after I put out my Mega Ramp edit where I cork 7'd the Mega Ramp on a BMX bike. Thought it was a good idea to try to cork 7 it on the mountain bike. You'll see what happens.
Ooh.
And look, get all the way to the bottom, thumbs up again, just like the double flip one. So let's see what happened here. So I come off the lip, I start pulling, and as soon as I pulled for the cork 7, nothing was happening. I was going nowhere. And so I knew I was just gonna die. So I waited, and you can see me turning my head. As soon as I could see the landing and know that I could get my bike out of the way, I just let go, tossed it, free fell, and just landed in a slide. And honestly, it really didn't even hurt. When you crash on the Mega Ramp, if you just land in a slide, you're pretty safe, except for the fact that you smell like you're burning when you get to the bottom, and there's probably some melted skin and pants and stuff. But you're not dead. This crash is why I hate the wind.
Dude, I got wind blown so bad.
You're right. You did get wind blown so bad. We were riding the ridge, and I hadn't ridden this drop in the full line. I'd only jumped it once under, like, you know, controlled circumstance. So I was 10 feet away from it, and I knew the wind was good, so I hit it. So when we went from the top, the wind had, by the time we climbed to the top, the wind had picked up, and it was affecting me on every little feature before that. And Mark was in front of me, and I was like, okay, if Mark goes off, I'll go off. Mark goes off, and I was even still like, I probably shouldn't go. And I did, and right when I get off, the wind scooped the wheels like this. And so I'm just tilted like this, dropping about 30 feet, like, uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. And just landed. And this one I punched the ground with my hand. I jammed my thumb, and that bothered me for a solid like couple months. Like it was brutal. I hit the ground hard. Ooh, what do we have next? Ah, this one. Yeah. First attempt at a flip suicide. Look at how good the clip would have been. It's like perfect, good extension, and then just like missed the hands. And actually what I think happened was when I went back on the flip suicide, a couple things happened. When I went to reach for the bars, I went to look for the landing, and when you take off your hands and when you start to look for the landing, my back started to go away, so the bars were further than I remember them being. But I also, as soon as I saw the landing, I saw that I was overshooting by like 10 feet, a solid 10 feet overshoot. So I didn't even try to just grab on again. I was like, I'm off, I'm done. And you can see the free fall, but look at the GoPro footage. The GoPro footage is epic. Oh, missed the hands.
Woo! That was up.
Just full on rolling down the windows in the air, land, like parkour, front roll out, hop, run it off, and just, that was up. All right, this is the last crash of the video. This was like really the last time that I've been knocked unconscious. Just out cold. Over-rotated a flip on that steep concrete thing. Didn't have any brakes to pull. Looped out. Head just smacked the concrete. I don't know if you guys ever been knocked out, but when you're knocked out pretty good, or pretty bad, I should say, when you wake up, everything's kind of like a dream. You don't remember what was real, what was not. So I just kept asking, like, did I flip that? Did I do this? Did I do that? The same thing over and over and over again. It's very weird. All right, guys, that is my top 10 crashes. I hope you guys liked this video. Please drop a like, drop a comment. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.